we last left off, uh, Cotton told Stanley everything that had happened while she was busy in her room studying her book. After long conversations, though, he decided to slip away in the night and turn himself into the temple because he had been seeing visions and the like.
And also to
Once,
get upset Lizzie.
y-
Bubble.
yes,
Yeah, it was
Bubbles.
because Bubbles was hysterical.
Once inside, he started asking questions and mentioned, well, he happened to mention the place that he first saw the face in the mirrors. At least, well, he did say some interesting details about it. Uh, Cotton, by the next day, uh, found something interesting in his pocket that he had realized he hadn't left back in his room when he went to turn himself in. He discovered a coin, and when he tossed the coin to the ground, a door appeared, and he wound up finding himself back into Thorne's bar. Uh, he talked with the bartender about the mirrors, and then while he was drinking, Thorne herself showed up and started talking to him about this demon queen and about his options. When he got back, uh, I believe a part of the information was the stuff that they got from the private investigator, if I recall right. And they were talking about that sort of information plus the things that the Cotton had learned. And Tonka made a connection. There was something about the guy Javik that apparently he works at the Madronis office of Coal Shipping. And Tonka had actually briefly worked as a bit of muscle for the Orin office of Coal Shipping, and even knows one of the higher ups there. Um, After all this discussion, you decided that you will wait till the evening and talk to Ivan. And
I also
as oh,
think I
go
pitched
ahead.
us. I pitch us breaking into the Orin office so that we wouldn't have to travel to places where people might recognize me.
Yeah, I think that's part of the discussion that you guys were having.
Okay, sorry.
uh, and you decided you were going to wait on doing anything until you talked to Ivan. So,
Ah,
so by the time night falls and you're ready to go figure out, see if Ivan's awake and ready to talk to you, you guys look around and realize Blank is nowhere to be seen.
oh
Has anybody
shit.
seen the bird?
Uh, it's pretty quiet. Uh, that can't be good though.
This is this is not good if he's missing. He's up
Yeah,
to something.
I mean, we could search the manor for shiny things that might have distracted him, but that's a really big space with a lot of shiny.
I'm gonna check my room. Do you want me
Good
to
point. If
roll
he left the doll
investigation?
of you.
Sure. You look around, no bird, no barbarian. And Andy, there appears to be a echo coming on your end.
Oh, sorry. I I had to. My computer died. And I had turned you onto my phone so I could hear what was going on.
Okay.
Give me just 1 second. I'm logged back in. Feel free to do stuff.
Yeah.
Is there still echo?
Testing. A little.
Well, I've got nothing. He's not in the room.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, I guess I'll search like the main area, like I'll look under the couch and stuff
Roll
to
investigation.
see if he. Okay. Wow.
Check under the couch.
Zero
And
intelligence, but good.
You only find a feather that must have fallen out at some point and come swept under there.
I'll pull out this feather and hand it to Cotton and be like, well, I mean, he was here, but I don't know. Maybe he went to dance with Flex.
Yeah. I think if he
Ooh,
doesn't want to be found, we're probably not going to find him. We'll
I'll
we'll
go check if the cow is still outside. Because if he and Flex were going to run off, he'd probably bring the cow to Flex.
somebody wants to intercept that feather that Bubbles found.
Oh, I'll give it to Selmy. That's fine. Here, you.
I will ring for an a servant.
All right. Ring, ring. An elderly servant sort of man comes to your door. Yes.
I'm sure you're familiar with the mute bird that travels with us. Just wondered if you've seen him or if you know where he might be.
I do not believe he is currently on the grounds.
Do you have any indication on where he might have gone?
No, sir, I do not.
I
Did he
appreciate
take
that.
the cow? Is the
The
cow
cow
still?
is outside grazing.
Okay, then he'll be back.
All right. Do you know if Miss Ivan is up?
Yes, she is, currently in the library.
Team, are we ready to go talk to her?
Yeah,
I didn't hear.
I see. Yes.
Okay. Um, would it be too much imposition to ask if we could have an audience with her?
I am certain that she is expecting your company.
Hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me.
I heard you,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
And you sound like Selmy.
Yep.
Good. I
I believe we're
unplugged my
on our.
computer to plug in my hot glue gun earlier and forgot to re-plug it in. And then I did a bunch of recording, and then my computer just like, hey, fuck you, I'm dead now.
My computer does that too.
Wow,
I'm
the
I'm
attitude.
surprised it lasted through all the recording I did, to be honest.
That's good. You should make Jeremy
Uh,
get you a better one.
Before we go anywhere, were you going to do anything with that feather?
Somebody was gonna see if she had any kind of divination power.
And do you?
I don't know. I haven't opened up my character sheet yet.
So we've determined that Blank is not on the grounds of the mansion. So we're not going to find him
Well, we've
here.
determined that that servant doesn't think he's a.
Hmm. I wonder if there's a place we can go to get this, divined.
Divined.
Talk to Ivan. We could add that to the list. She might know. She might have an item where she'll definitely know who can do it for us.
Okay, so I got an idea. Let's write this down. All the reasons we want to talk to Ivan tonight. Let's write it all down so that we don't make fools of ourselves next time we go in there.
Oh, that's cute.
We were fixing to head that way right now.
Yeah. And it's only two things.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
wanted to ask her about the corrupt corporation thing and the feather. Well, I mean, you're the mom. You can write it down if you want.
I do want to write it down.
Okay.
So somebody's gonna get her highly disorganized notebook out and write it down.
What was your name, sir? I'm sorry.
The servant.
Tell me, I
You've
can't
noticed that
remember.
as you go to turn to look for the servant, you've noticed that the servant's already departed.
Okay. And he said she was in the sitting room,
She was in the library.
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 Anybody
Well,
else gets the feeling the staff doesn't like us?
well, I mean, we kind of just ignored him for a
I
minute
mean,
there.
they've met us. It's fair. I'm just getting the sense.
I only intended to take a second to ask, "Hey, are we ready to go?" and then be like, "Okay, sir, let's go."
Well, I think we know where the library is. Didn't Somi
Yeah.
live there for like 2 days? So
Yeah, you guys have been there before plenty of times
All
at
right.
this point.
So if y'all are ready, let's head that way.
All right. So, at, as you make it to the doors, the servants waiting outside open them for you. Inside, of course, the bookshelves, a few nice chairs, a roaring fireplace that's away from the vulnerable books, and a side table. Ivan is standing near the fireplace. Roll perception checks for me.
Oh, wonderful. Hey.
oh wow, Bubbles is rolling ridiculously well tonight.
All right. So anyone above a 15 is noticing that she does not have a happy expression on her face.
Uh-oh.
I don't notice that.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah,
That's very fair.
Tonka
Which is
either just
fitting
doesn't
for
observe
Tonka.
it or yeah.
It's really fitting for Tonka.
Yeah,
classic.
it's not fitting for Bubbles to notice, frankly, but she did.
But it's one of those things. Bubbles' brain goes on high alert because there's an apex predator in the room that's not her that is not happy, and that's probably alerted Selmy. I'm not Selmy. Yeah, sorry,
I'm gonna
Bubbles.
pipe in before anybody else has the chance to talk. I'm gonna be like, I see that we are wearing out our welcome. So, in exchange for...
she holds up a hand.
no.
She holds up a hand as she starts saying that, and says,
Okay.
"Oh, this has nothing directly to do with you." And she kind of sips whatever drink she has in her other hand. It's hard to tell. Red liquid, probably blood, could be wine, but that's kind of weird on what looks like a human child's face. But
Okay, Bubbles is gonna ask.
but she
is there anything
turns
we can do to help?
and before you say anything, she's like giving you a stern look, as if she did not want to be interrupted as she was about to say something, but she's not jumping at your throat, so that's a good thing. But before you guys say anything else, as you start to ask if there's anything you could do to help, she continues on, after giving you that look for a moment, Bubbles, and says, "The other ring I really wanted has already been stolen. Bink's house was broken into the other day."
It wasn't me.
Oh.
It wasn't us. Way too many dirty poor people.
No, it happened just before you came back. The news is only trickling out now. The ring he had that I was hoping to convince you to steal from me has been taken. And I don't know where it is now.
Get it?
No, and neither does he. He is going crazy. All of his properties are now under much heavier guard than before. She kind of shakes her head. So,
Poor God.
in other words, it's a good thing you didn't try breaking into the warehouse yesterday because you would have been fully outmatched. But she continues. She continues on with saying, "This thief must have been very clever and very talented to get in and get out without being noticed. There's not even a description of them. No clue who it could have been."
Well, maybe they had a coin to that bar that. Because then they
bar,
and
she immediately looks at you for saying that. What bar? What coin?
A Cotton. Cotton he has a friend with a bar, and it got him out of the temple this morning. and she can open doors anywhere. Like she opened a door to the temple, and then she opened a door to here. So, like maybe they had that.
I would like to know about this door.
Before I get into that, we
Just
have
realized Bubbles is throwing Cotton under the bus again.
yeah.
Sorry.
But before I get into that, we actually have more information that does concern the rings and the demon queen that's trapped within them. And this is actually information that I got from this bar.
All the more
Uh,
reason to tell me more about this bar.
um, have you heard of Thorin's Bar?
That's a good question.
Or is it Tavern? Thorin's
Thorn's
Tavern.
Bar, Tavern, whatever you want to call it. She kind of flashes her eyes. Thorn, as in Thorn Walks, perchance? The identity of the deity of chaos?
Oops.
Of
Um,
tricksters?
Double
You know, she didn't give me a last name.
Has many identities and personalities that are said to, some of which are said to walk among mortals, others seemingly to be gods of their own rights, though it's hard to tell sometimes whether she just wears these identities or if she is any of these other gods, or just
She
robs
has
their identities.
she has access to some pretty good
But
beer.
she shows up in the literature.
When
Um,
Cotton says she didn't tell me her last name, Selmy is just gonna smack her face like, really?
What? So apparently there are these coins that are circulating that when you throw them to the ground, a door will appear that takes you to this bar. And as long as that door remains open, you can go back to where you came from. If you shut that door, you lose access to where you came from, but you could open a door into a new place.
And so you think some thief used such a path to get in and out of Bink's place
Honestly,
without being
I hadn't
seen?
considered it.
Sorry, what did you say, Cotton?
I said I hadn't considered that. But
Yeah, Bubbles is just
we
gonna say
learned
it's just impossible if nobody saw it. It doesn't mean that's what happened. I thought it was one
we
way to do
learned
it.
that the demon queen is also connected to the rock epidemic that is facing the city, and we were
And
gonna
the temple, the quarantine at the
and
temple. Also
and
connected to
the
that.
and the people seeing visions of things in mirrors that aren't actually there.
Is
I
part of this why you were
also
reluctant to bring me the ring in the first place?
we were
Yeah.
reluctant because of the power that we understood that the ring had, and how that power could corrupt. And I will share with Ivan everything that I know about the Demon Queen and all that, the Rock, everything we learned from our private investigator.
She kind of scrunches her face a bit. Cool shipping. She kind of like gets a weird look for a moment. This seems like something that Galen Cole would be interested in. He always seems to be collecting weird artifacts.
I wanted to make sure we brought this information to you because we are staying under your roof, and I felt that this was we were getting into things that you should know about.
Well, yes, these are things I would very much need to know about.
Do you happen to like have any? If we were thinking about breaking into coal shipping and poking around to see if we can find more information. Do you have any advice or like layouts or connections that could help us?
She,
Tonka used to work there, but it's been a while, and we
she,
don't want to like tell them we're coming. So do you
she
know
kind of
anything?
chuckles a bit. You want to break into a magically fortified office building.
We didn't say we thought it out.
We didn't know it was not magically fortified, so you're already giving us information.
She kind of rubs her head. I would very much advise getting a bit more magic in you, perhaps, before attempting such a thing.
I've got some magic in me. It came recently. I did some drugs and got magic.
That's what she said. I
I don't remember hearing her say that.
got some magic in me. Come on. But yeah, Bubbles is gonna ask, like, Ivan, do you have any advice or ideas on how we can do that? Do you have another quest that could, I don't know, like, bring us to a different level of ability?
Well, I don't have anything specifically for you, unfortunately. Now that Bink has already been relieved of his ring, I am.
We could go to Bink. We could go to Bink and tell him that we can help him try to find his ring, and then double cross him.
There is that, but he is a paranoid little. She kind of like curses him at that point.
Then we'll be between two powerful people who both want the same object. Let's not do
She starts rubbing her chin and says, "You know, well, I don't know if Galen Cole is interested in the rings as well. It wouldn't be surprising to me that if he paid somebody to steal the ring off of Bink himself, thinking that it would be too difficult to send somebody after me." She kind of seems to get into a thinking position. What were you saying?
Does anybody know about the rings you have?
I imagine
the
that
archaeologist.
someone resourceful might know.
The sand study people know.
Yes, so there's
At
probably
least
more
about the one
people
we
that are
got.
going to learn about that. I wouldn't be surprised if Bink tries to visit at some point. And he might already know that you've been helping me. But, you know, she thinks there are other solutions. You say you want to break in to coal shipping. Have you just tried knocking on the front door, so to speak?
Well, that would let us into the building, but, like, hey,
Tonka
we're
could
here to
go back
visit.
and
We're gonna go through your files is kind of a different conversation.
Because now that I think about it, I know a while
Tonka,
ago he was looking to hire somebody for a position.
Tonka
He
could
might
go
still
back
be hiring.
and Tonka could pretend that she's fallen on hard times and say she wants her job back.
I could dance while everybody reads shit. Distract the employees. Bubbles absolutely believes that would work.
Sounds a lot like hijinks.
Oh yeah. Well, we could send Tonka undercover if we could pry her glitter out of her.
Oh, we need
Did
to
I say
remember.
it was a guard position or a secretary position? In my head, I heard secretary.
Sell me,
I just started hiring.
sell me.
I was asking Grizz that.
Ivan doesn't seem to know the answer to that question. All she knows is that he was hiring.
Sell me. Wasn't there
Oh,
another concern we had coming in here?
Oh yeah, you wrote stuff down like a nerd.
oh. Do you have a way to, or know anybody who can put a tracking spell on this feather to find the person this feather came from?
Oh, you want a locate person spell?
Yes, please.
Are you sure you want a
More
spell and not like
More like locate
a
bird.
private detective or anything like that?
I guess that depends on where this tracking spell takes us.
I mean, we know a
Wait, no, we
PI,
need
but
a tracking spell first. Huh?
Well,
yeah, that would
he's
be
gonna be
fine.
gone for 2 or 3 games, so a private investigator might make sense.
No, he was here last time. He made that
Yeah,
No,
creepy
last
doll of
time.
you.
no, he's going to be missing the next couple games.
Oh,
But so is
Oh,
so is the second.
No.
But so is another person. Like next game, yeah. Then there's somebody else who said that they wouldn't be around for 2 sessions after that, which means that there's probably going to be some more downtime next month for this game. Sadly,
Sorry. I'm going on my first vacation ever.
vacations are good. So
aw,
Yes,
that would
yes.
where are you going?
Oh, so you're non convention related vacation then?
Yeah, actual vacation.
Yeah.
Aw,
Where are you
conventions
going?
aren't vacations. Aw.
But we should be able to play with this group next week, I think.
Yeah.
No, well, Selmy won't be here. No, wait, I can't. Okay.
No, next week
Yeah.
she'll still be here.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't count a fun weekend as a vacation. Like, it has to be like at least 3 or 4 days.
Fair. Where are you going?
My mom's taking me to Denver. Well, Colorado. We're going to be all over Colorado.
Nice.
That's awesome. Right.
Thank you.
I need to make sure your present gets to you before you go. I am working on it. It involves my bathroom sink, and my bathroom sink decided to stop working, and I had to have the maintenance guy in. And your thank you present for the computer help.
Oh, thank you. I completely forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I got your address and do anything, and because my sink decided that.
Thank you. Let's go back to the game. Also, Lizzie, you're fading in and out, and you're kind of quiet.
My son's
Oh, it's me.
Like-
I think everybody's.
Oh.
Oh no, Cotton.
Oh wait, I can't hear Cotton either.
I
So
wasn't
maybe...
speaking.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I think it was green. Never mind.
I was unwrapping candies, and it probably heard that.
I didn't hear that, so.
No, I think the computer heard it and said, "Oh, there's sound happening."
Oh, I see. So we, what?
Okay, well, I guess we find out about the job position then.
Yeah, or we could try to figure out something else to do. But we're kind of running out of leads. Like we don't like the lady we need to talk about the slaver with. Her son hates us, and everything else is kind of so
If we're
like
gonna
Okay, well,
we need to
let's-
take down bad.
If we're gonna go anywhere, we should leave a note for Flex and Blank in case, so they can track us down.
That's a good point. Well, I guess we could all go inquire about the one job position.
Hey, maybe they need more than one person. But I'm on board with that.
Okay. What
Well,
the
how
hell?
about we split up? Because I want to go to the private detective and see if they can track down Blank.
And
And at
Flex.
least we can find one of our. Well,
Blank
we
gave
don't
like
have
5
anything
different
about this?
explanations. Blank had a different story every time we asked him. Where
Blank
Blank
never
was.
had any story. It was just what we were guessing.
Well, that's true of everything he's.
All right, so how about Selmy and Bubbles goes to the private investigator, and I'll go with Tonka to ask about the job.
You don't want me at the job? But I can dance and distract people while you rummage.
Well, but I
No,
don't want.
the working job where you actually have to do labor in exchange for money.
I
No,
don't want
no, I'll just dance and you guys can raid the place. And then
No, I don't. We're not trying to raid the place. We're trying to see if we can get a job, and I don't want Selmy to be alone.
Okay, yeah, Bubbles has no interest in a job where she sits. So, or really does anything other than dance. So she'll go with Selmy.
Thank you.
See,
Besides,
I
Flex
figured
may or may not be dancing somewhere, and she's still a little hurt she wasn't invited. So,
because I figured we were going to
yeah,
split up. I figured we were going to split up 2 and 2, and
yeah, no, that makes sense.
I thought me and Tonka and you and Sumi was better than you and Tonka together.
Yeah, definitely.
That's true. Good thinking, Cotton.
We have one semi-adult per party. That's a
Oh, great. Great, so Tonka's my adult.
You're the
In
adult.
my race, I'm
Remember you
barely
had
an
a dad a
adult.
couple-
And break.
Right, we can do this.
Okay, thanks, Ivan. See you later.
Okay. Who's going first?
Grizz,
Hello?
All right. What do you want to do?
we're splitting up.
All
Right.
right.
We're
I heard the splittings. So which path do you wish to follow first?
How about Selmy and Bubbles?
pretty.
So are you gonna split us up?
Yeah, Grizz, is this a private audio thing, or are we just gonna?
I don't know. Do you guys want to be split up audibly, or would you want to stay on the same?
I think we can stay on the same.
Yeah, we can stay on the same and just say that our characters are gonna tell each other what happened at the
Okay.
various places.
We're gonna hang a lantern on it.
None of us
Wait,
are
what
trying to
was that?
keep any secrets.
Yeah. I mean, that could change, but currently.
Okay, I'm gonna before we leave, I'm gonna go to Flex's room and see if I can find anything like hair clippings, like from shaving or whatever, just a fingernail.
Yeah, that's a bitch.
What?
That's gonna be a bitch because he like waxes.
Yeah. So give me an investigation roll.
I'll go help. I'll help with that.
Damn it.
The room is pristine.
Oh damn.
I was like, wow. I mean, he slept in the bed. Maybe we could bring that.
Huh.
Is there like a pillowcase? Maybe there'd be some
If
saliva
she's-
on it.
Is that an investigation enough for her to see the cotton effigy?
No, not with a 10.
Jesus. I mean, Bubbles just
I
be
think
like,
I
okay,
missed
Cotton,
last time too.
I didn't realize you were in here.
You don't think she would see the cotton effigy and maybe think that that's actually me?
Bubbles would.
There's only a 3 and a 10 here. The cotton effigy, and they're not looking for things like that. So I don't think that they're really noticing it. They're busy looking for something else.
I think Selmy's eyes just kind of glaze right over it.
Did Flex leave any of his stuff? Like his weapon? Oh, no, wait.
Not with your investigation.
Yeah, that too. Wow, it's like he cleaned the whole room. There's nothing.
Flex cleaned?
Or the servants
We
did.
never know he was here. Yeah, like it's like a move out clean, man. There's nothing. All right, well,
I guess maybe if we find the bird, he'll know how to find Flex.
I
Yeah,
assume
well,
he
we
ran
tried
off
asking the
the
bird before.
Yeah. Gosh, logic isn't how this party works. All right, well then I'm ready to go to the investigator.
All right. So, Bubbles and Selmy make their way back to the PI. Uh, when they get there, they discover that today, this evening, in fact, she is not alone. As you go inside, the it's dark out, but businesses are still open, and the hours on the shop are still, that this place should still be open. But as you get inside, you notice that there is a man, a bugbear, very hairy, much unlike your friend Flex, kind of inside, talking out loud to the antenna animated bug lady. You don't hear her outside of the conversation because she's not projecting her thoughts into your head. You're just basically hearing the clicks and whistles that are very difficult to interpret. So it's saying, well, and you basically stumble in as he's saying, well, I mean, it's not like you're doing much of anything right now. You can come have a drink at the bar, just like old times. And he kind of stops and peters off and kind of glances over at the door as you guys come in. Oh, I guess you do have some clients then. She kind of like turns her eyes from him to you and seems to be centering herself for a moment and goes, hi again. I
Oh,
did you need something more?
is this a bad time? We can come back later.
No. I think my friend is just leaving.
Oh,
She kind of like
okay.
turns back and looks at him. Later, okay? And you just kind of see him nod, and he starts like inching his way out the door.
I want to know if she's lying.
You get the sense that she's conflicted about something.
Okay.
Not lying per se, more like she's not really sure what to do right now. It's
Is
basically an inner conflict or turmoil.
can I tell if this guy's making her uncomfortable?
No, actually, it seems like it almost seems like there's like some melancholy or sadness, and especially since you can get it off of him, like there's something like there's almost a sense of huge loss coming off of him, and like an eagerness of the best way to put it is the term of like reconnection, like you would with somebody you haven't seen in a long time and are trying to like, hey, we used to be friends, can we be friends again, sort of thing.
I was gonna say, Selmy is convinced they're exes.
Not quite that, but something close.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I was getting a strange like sibling vibe, although obviously they're not siblings.
Yeah, it's closer to it's less ex and more sibling, but not quite. Like people that haven't actually, were probably very very close at one point, but not that sort of close. So yeah, well that's
Like
sort of the
maybe
vibe
she had a
you're
falling
getting.
out with somebody else in the group, and he's trying to get her to come back.
Except that there's just also just something weird on the surface that you're getting, because that insight is really high, and between the two of them, it's like it's very hard to put into words. But I'll let you roll also an additional general intelligence check to see if you get any flashes in your head about what it could be, because it is something weird.
Damn.
You're not entirely sure if there's something a little more than just different from falling out or anything like that. It's just hard to put your finger on what might be going on here.
Is there any way I can get that with advantage?
Afraid not. So she's basically looking at you two and going, what can I help you with?
We were just hoping you could find the bird that this was once attached to.
Oh, if I recall right, she actually saw all of you together before and kind of like squints her eyes at it and says, wasn't that on the Kenku you had with you?
Indeed it was.
Yeah, he wandered off.
And he is gone missing, and
And you
I'm
think
a little worried.
you think he's not going to come back on his own?
You gotta know him, man.
He's a little bit of a kleptomaniac, and
And a flake.
I'm afraid he might come back. He might get arrested. He might get murdered for trying to rob the wrong person. It's up in the air, really. He really needs shiny things, and he doesn't have an understanding of personal property.
She kind of nods. She's got like a little notebook that she has in one hand, and she's scribbling notes on there. I see. Okay. And this sounds like more than just observation from a distance and giving you back a dossier. This is sounding more like you want me to make contact and convince him to stay with you?
No, figure out where he's gone, and just encourage him to come back to Ivan's.
Come back to
And
Ivan.
tell him that we are looking. And tell them that we are looking for him.
Okay.
And if he won't come back, then tell us where he is.
All right. Even if he
and keep an eye out for a shaved bugbear with him. We'd like to know if there's a shaved bugbear around.
that sounds like something
creepy.
that would stick out. Although, actually, I'm not sure what a shaved bugbear would look like.
An incredibly
Imagine a bugbear
strong
without any of the
bugbear.
hair.
Yes, and I don't think I've ever seen that before. And she kind of like trails off. It's kind of weird to hear a mental trail off, but it kind of corresponds with the clicking sounds that seem to trail off, and her antennae just kind of droop for a moment.
Came with us when we first hired her. I'm pretty sure.
And you see her as she's talking for a moment, that she's like rubbing the side of her head where there's like a bunch of scars. Weird old burn scars. Just a slight headache for a moment. She shakes her head.
Do the scars look recent?
Roll me a medicine check. You have no idea.
Whoa.
Yeah.
More than likely, Bubbles really like might have thought for 1 second, "Oh, the scars are recent," and then goes, I don't care. I'm dancing here.
It was like, man, they're ugly.
Yes, or that. Yeah.
One
of those.
She meant to see how old they are, and instead she started focusing on how unsightly.
Yeah, and it's like realizing, I don't care how they are. They're ugly. I'm me. I'm not her.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe somebody hurt her, but I mean, it blows that she's ugly, but I'm still pretty, so whatever.
All right, she goes back to writing. So we're looking mostly for the bird, but also for the shade bugbear because of the bird.
First, and there's a possibility that the bird is trying to find him. We couldn't find any. Like, he took all his stuff, like all of it, except his cow. But we didn't think you could trace him back. So, yeah, we don't have anything to give you, or whatever.
Wait. How much would it cost to track them down for us?
My standard rate. For a week, I will find them, track, write down anything they're doing, and it's all for gold. And present you with a dossier, just like the last time.
How much would it cost for you to come and let us know immediately their location? And, on top of the other stuff.
She seems to think for a moment. And let's out a sigh. It's like, is that the service that you prefer rather than tracking and reporting?
Yeah, if you find them early on, I don't want to wait a whole week to find out.
Yeah, we'd rather just know where they are.
Sure, it's done. All right, then I'll use that as part of the the payment that you're giving me. That will be be instead of the long dossier. It'll be just a report as to where they are and coming to you directly. You said something about
Yeah.
Ivan's? Okay, thanks for
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Ivan's. I'm not familiar with it.
I'll give her a quick rundown of the directions to
Oh.
Ivan's.
Oh.
I'll just say, like,
you're-
they know where it is.
You're. She kind of like seems to be flabbergasted about this. All right. Well, hopefully they'll let me in the door, but we'll see.
That your reaction. Is there something we should know about? Where we're staying?
You're staying at a very rich, a rich person's estate, and you're coming to me down here in the shall we say the poor district of the city.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, we're staying there. She's helping us out because we helped her out with the thing. But I mean, we're not exactly rich ourselves. She's just doing us a
Still,
And we like
she
you,
kind of
you
she
know,
seems to make a little laugh. It's like I'm flattered that you've come to me for this information.
Well, you did good work. We're all just working.
Oh, so that dossier I gave you is very useful then.
Yes, thank you. That's why we came back.
Good to know. Yeah, it was some interesting contacts I had to talk to about this.
Yeah. Father taught me that when you find good help, you keep it. So.
Well, to be honest, part of me thought you were going to be heading off to Madronis and instead of staying here if you were looking for that woman.
Yeah, that's in process. Totally, Madronis, great place.
Well, you seem to have a Madronis, an accent from one of the states up there. I guess Madronis is just one of the many areas. She kind of corrects herself.
Bubbles his mouth clamped shut and stays.
Oh, I guess that was a secret. I kind of have a weird ear for accents. It kind of helps me out as a PI.
Wait, what?
And she gives a thumbs up.
You never know. I mean, I've done a lot of work helping reunite people.
I meant wait, what to her location, like where Bubbles was from?
Yeah. Bubbles is now very worried. Actually, Bubbles is going to ask how much it would cost to make sure that the PI doesn't connect her to anybody from that area. If anybody comes asking, guys.
She kind of like pauses for a moment. Well, no one has come asking about you, and so I don't see any reason to charge you anything. But I can't take it you would very much like if anyone did come inquire after you to talk to you first.
Yeah,
That
gives me time to run. Yeah, if you could like warn me, find
Well-
somebody looking for me, that'd be great. And then we can.
I'm gonna look up at
negotiate them.
Bubbles. I'm like, me, talk later.
And I'll pat her on the head. Actually, I was with the circus for a while, and Sully was there for years. Would she know background?
Only if you ever told her.
Not much.
I mean, it's not about dancing or how pretty I am. So, but it is about why I.
Because this sounds
But
like
if
you
you're
have
trying to keep
not.
that a secret,
All right. Hi, I told her.
oh, you would have told me then. Oh,
I'm rolling a D100. If it's over 50,
And does this mean that every time the circus has been up north in your country that you've essentially been hiding in your trailer?
yes.
Okay.
Shit. I didn't tell. I just missed telling her.
So it's one
So
of
she
those.
knows I'm weird about She knows I'm weird about that area.
But now she knows that you're potentially a fugitive. It is the thing. Instead of you just don't like you just don't like the country of to the north at
Of
all.
Cardidium. Yeah.
Cardidium, and especially and don't come out to perform for Madronis, no matter how rich, how much money she could be making there. Possibly because Selby herself makes a lot of money up in Madronis with people buying drugs, and therefore doesn't notice that Bubbles is not there and Tonka is the full draw for that sort of show. I guess Tonka must love
Bubbles
it.
must hate that. Bubbles is.
Tonka really likes
Bubbles
that
is
show, though.
Every time you visit Madronis, Bubbles is just hiding in her room, and she probably comes up with the idea that it's too cold, even though there are other lizard folk everywhere up there, and it's usually summertime when you do the show stuff in that direction, so that it's warmer.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't appreciate me, so they deserve some part.
Maybe you call it your delicate constitution, and nobody bats an eye because, as far as anyone is concerned, you are Bubbles. You are just like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Being a hysterical flick gives you advantages.
Yes, but now Selby sees through the cracks and realizes that you might be a fugitive.
That's fine. I'm not sneaky. We know this.
Alright, so, well, you guys are learning so much about, Bubbles. Tonka and Cotton, what's going on with you?
We are going to look for a job.
Ew, jobs. Those are gross.
So we're going to where Tonka worked before here in Orin, and seeing about the job open.
Yeah.
Something about security.
We don't know what it is. Tonka used to work security.
Yeah, maybe you get to be the new coffee boy. We never know what they want.
Let's see. Where are my notes on coal shipping? That's just the ones there. Alright. So, you have been here.
Grizz, I appreciate how detailed your rules are and how you keep them moving even when we're not there.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's why I did rolls to see if the ring had got the ring in Bink's house had been stolen yet, and yep, good had. And I make rolls to figure out where the thief is now and what happened to the ring and all sorts of good stuff. I have a whole page dedicated to certain NPCs that are busy doing stuff other than just living their lives.
Yeah.
Along with another page.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's like exploring a dungeon, except it's the whole world. Like we can poke into all kinds of different things. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no, see, I don't like the video games are where things can be static. If I'm running an actual game, things are dynamic. They happen on time. Things happen over various times. This isn't Skyrim where you can leave behind all sorts of quests and come back to them in real life years later, in game years later, and they're just still waiting. But yeah. So, you head up towards the grandiose building of coal shipping. It's actually not too far off from. You can see the Overlook the Sea Hotel from here, which is a huge hotel. There's like at least 100 rooms in that complex, along with I think 2 restaurants and a bar. It's a big, impressive place. But this shipping company seems to be right up there in this more affluent section of the city, along with you can see at least 2 security guards, kind of like standing at the gates. There's like this road that kind of like some sort of transport rig leading up towards the building. You can see at a distance past the gates, like probably a loading area, and what looks to be doors into the main complex, which you've been into, Tonka, and know that there is a front security area. There is the minor warehouse, which basically just has things that have been shipped over from all the major warehouses in the over near in the dock areas or in the Azure ward. Basically, some cool, interesting stuff that has to be cataloged. That's instead of being like sold or shipped off to other like subsidiaries or like to like stores or restaurants or whatnot. Because you kind of overheard them talking, and even though you don't really care too much about, I imagine Tonko doesn't care about that sort of stuff too much. Am I wrong?
Probably not.
Yeah, you might have overheard once or twice the mention that there's like at least one food warehouse that's kept cold under enchantment. Like maybe that kind of piqued your interest for a moment, but there's like they ship a lot of interesting stuff. Food is especially lucrative because of their shipping methods. But you see some gate guards. These are just like people that don't even really come into the building. They're just kind of like there. They're in drab uniforms, like this basic leather. They kind of like look and kind of they kind of like look and study you. They seem to glance and look at you over just to see if you need anything, and like they kind of nod. And one says, "Uh, are you here in any particular business, or I don't think I
We
recognize."
understand there's a job.
Oh, yes, yes. I'll let you in. You hear about the position. Uh, I think that they're still looking for some people. Probably just one, but you never know. Might as well send some people back. It's he kind of like pauses for a minute. From what I hear, it's a little more complicated than what we're doing out here. So just so you know, he kind of like looks you over doubtfully, but then he kind of like looks at his partner and just kind of nods and opens up the gate without much other preamble.
Sure,
If
it
you're
can't be too much more complicated.
then he calls it back and says, yeah, but there are some like weird magics in there. So if like you're bringing in anything that's unsavory, just you might want to run away now. He kind of says with a warning tone.
If we're
Tonka.
gonna bring in.
Hi, Tonka. Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
So Tonka, you would know that having worked there, that those kind of scanners are mostly for what's the word for it? There's certain like magics that are the equivalent of bombs, except they're magical bombs that apparently maybe one of the offices had a problem with at some point, and so there's some magical scanners basically in the front lobby that will scan you to see if you have any explosive magics on you, like weird wards or anything like that. Mostly to keep the place safe and to alert security that you are a potential danger.
So I don't want to. I don't want to brush past those guards too quickly, because the one guard said that the job that we're going to go do is more complicated than what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of butter him up and just be like, hey, I'm sure it's not that much harder. I'm sure if you applied yourself, you could probably do this job that we're going to ask about.
Like the one guard just kind of grimaces a little and goes, yeah, just not really my thing, okay? I'd rather just be able to work
no
a nice,
problem.
a nice job where I know my hours and can get home to my family every night, you know?
Hey, that sounds great.
Sounds like a sex thing.
Huh?
I tell Cotton it sounds like a sex thing.
Getting home or the job?
The job.
Oh. Huh. Well, we'll ask about it. We don't have to make any promises right now.
Told you should have brought bubbles.
All right, we'll go in. I just didn't want to keep making enemies everywhere we go.
Well, now you called him, I don't know, a prostitute, I guess. So.
No, I didn't.
All right. So, as you go in, you find that there's an old elven-looking woman. Well, kind of probably a half-elven woman, to be honest. She just looks old, but she has like slightly pointed ears. Kind of sitting behind the desk, and she smiles broadly at you. You can notice nearby that there's two more like guards wearing simple leather armor, sitting at chairs nearby. But the woman smiles at you and says, "Oh, hello. What can I do for you?"
We understand there's a job opening.
Oh, that's right. Yes. There's a job in what is the technical term? And down the hall, a door suddenly opens, and a very large, muscled man. He looks either human or potentially a Goliath. Technically, I don't think I set Goliath as a race in this world, but basically a big hulking humanoid figure, bald, uh, bulging muscles. Just comes walking out, but he's dressed in what looks to be some kind of suit. Tonka, you eventually recognize this figure to be Oberon, and he grins widely, but the grin is kind of like one of those aggressive type grins, not a pleasant smile. He goes, "Ah, well, look who's back." And he kind of looks at the desk and says, "Laurel, please tell me you didn't forget about our poor sweet Tonka. Don't you remember her, Laurel?" And Laurel kind of, the old woman at the desk kind of tilts her head and smiles a bit. "Oh, you looked a little different then, didn't you, dear? You weren't as sparkly. Tonka, can you give your check, please?"
What? I just couldn't hear the last word, so
Sorry.
I'll find one. I think my intelligence and history are the same, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, this woman does not look familiar to you. You don't recognize the name. Have you come back looking for a job? And Oberon just kind of laughs, a bully laugh. So that little circus act didn't work out properly? You coming back for a better job opportunity, my dear?
Oh, I was just showing my friend here the ropes. I'm obviously super fabulous. I don't know if you've got anything for me, but I'll hear you out.
Well,
Let's see what you've got.
Honestly, your old job is actually opened up again. We did have some other people in here trying to do it. In fact, we had a promising young lady recently who had the job, but she decided that it wasn't for her, and she left the other day. Too bad. I kind of liked her.
Yeah, what was her name?
Oh, her name was Meredith. But but yeah, my girlfriend wasn't overly fond of her. She was claiming that this woman might have been interested in me. Ah, well. You never know.
So can you tell me about the job?
And he kind of like looks down at you and says, "Oh, and what kind of qualifications do you have? Are you stealthy? Are you quick? Can you handle yourself in a fight?"
Yes to all three, but I can't really go into my qualifications without knowing the job.
Well, those are the sort of qualifications such a job needs. Occasionally, we actually go out into the field to recover interesting items that the boss wants to acquire and bring it back to him. The only real qualification is to keep it safe and not keep it for yourself. He kind of
Well, if
gives
I'm
you
being compensated
look.
for doing a job, then it's not mine to take.
Yes, exactly. But those sort of skills do transfer, if you understand. So if you are good at such things, that is a useful skill to have, as long as you not employ it against the boss and his interests.
As long as my boss treats me well, I see no reason to go against him.
Honestly, that depends on your point of view. We have had the occasional people complaining about safety issues, of all things. He kind of sighs dramatically. At least the last girl didn't complain about those. She seemed quite eager to get herself into a few scrapes. And what about you, Tonka? Are you back to being scrappy, or are you just still hanging around trying to be, what is it, beautiful?
Trying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I'm
You,
succeeding better than
I
you
don't
are.
I don't know how
He
open your eyes
laughs.
are, sir, but the word trying does not apply to her.
Well, what I mean is that she wouldn't even want to break a nail back in the day.
Well, why would you need her to break a nail?
Sometimes it's required if you have to punch somebody in the face who wants to take what you have been acquiring.
Well,
I just think there's better ways to deal with it than punching people, so I don't know. Except I'm a monk, so I definitely don't think that.
Maybe you only kick.
Oh,
Or
yeah, I
break
could do that.
So you
I could
got,
wear some, like,
you've got,
stellar heels or whatever.
so you've gotten better
Or,
at
like,
kicking
combat
people
boots.
then. Useful. So, an odd division of coal shipping. Not so much shipping as in acquiring things for the boss. Would you be okay with that?
The way that you keep saying the word acquiring, makes it sound like not through legal means.
Not stealing outright, as it were. Not from the good people of the city. Nothing like that. Nothing that sort of untoward. There are plenty of thieves and cowards that do that sort of thing. No, no, no. We are talking about things from tombs, things from warlords out in the distant areas. There are places that are completely lawless, where people sit on treasure and don't seem to care. Possibly stealing from unhappy dragons, shall we say.
Hmm.
I've
So
heard the
you're wanting to hire a solitary individual to go into a tomb and retrieve something
Oh,
for you?
no, 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 no. Not a solitary individual. Someone who would be in charge of any sort of team. The one who would spearhead a group, as it were, but would be reporting directly to us. They would potentially have, well, people that could be sent out with them if they prove themselves. Our own resources if they move up in the organization. But you wouldn't have to do it alone. You would just be the one being given the money and decide if they want to pay their people or not afterwards. Now, of course, if they have other people that are also with the organization, those people will be paid by the organization. But at the lower levels of the organization, well, you have to make your own hiring and firing arrangements for
Gotcha.
that.
So you would want to hire one of us to go out and recruit our own team and find our own way of paying for our team to
No, no,
retrieve
no, no, no,
this.
no, no. You would be paid by us, and you could decide if you want to distribute those funds or whatever else you wish to do about your team.
That's what I just said. That's what I was just saying is you want to hire one of us for one of us to be in charge of recruiting a new team and for one of us to
Not
pay
exactly,
our own team.
not say recruiting. It's more of you'd be in charge of potential retrievals, and because you would be more flexible, you get to decide how you wish to handle these retrievals.
Gotcha.
Whatever we have, depending on the level you in the organization you are, depends on how much resources you get from the organization and how much money the organization is willing to provide you in compensation, along with what sort of choice assignments the organization might be giving to you.
Gotcha. Okay.
But but you would be representing, if you have a group, that you would be representing them. They wouldn't be coming into contact with the rest of us.
Yes.
They would just talk to you, and you would talk to us. You would be a member of the organization. At least a lower level member of the organization. There are great rewards.
Would it be possible for us to try out a sort of trial task?
Well, that's the same thing as being just a level 1 member of the organization. That's considered trial membership.
Right. Well, what I'm looking at is I want a task that y'all can give us so that I can decide if you're a good fit for me, and you can decide if I'm a good fit for you.
Well, that's how everybody joins the organization. They are free to leave at any time. It's just if they've been given a task and they have acquired what has been asked for, they are still expected to deliver it before they leave, if you understand. Or else somebody else will have to be hired to retrieve it from them.
Gotcha. And if we go all about this task and we fail to retrieve the item?
Well, then I imagine we will be most unhappy about it and won't give you any more tasks.
Understood.
And you definitely won't be paid.
Well, that's understandable. Well,
So,
I'm happy to help you with a retrieval.
excellent, excellent. Well, I will find the perfect task for you, Mr.
My name's Cotton.
Cotton. And he looks over at Tonka. And Tonka, are you planning to join him on this, or are you looking to be ahead of your own team?
Well, if the money's good, we'll see what happens.
You seemed to enjoy the money last time you were here, but you just didn't like getting your hands dirty. Kind of shakes his head a bit. Ah, well.
That's okay. I've got better gloves now.
Now there's the spirit. So why don't you come back to my office tomorrow, Cotton, and I will have something for you. How does that sound?
Certainly, I can do that.
Excellent. And he kind of dismisses, well, I'll see you then.
All right, and I'll go back to Ivan's.
I think at that point you would run back into Bill's and sell me.
I will share with them about the job that I may have and how I will probably need their help.
We got the private investigator on the trail of the Kenku and Flex, hopefully. Hopefully before Flex steals something shiny.
Huh. Well, the last time he stole something shiny, it wasn't that valuable.
And when was the last time?
When we went to that jewelry store and he got that, green piece of glass or whatever it was.
When did you go to the jewelry store?
The sparkling jewels or whatever it was. What was the name of the shop?
No, not where, when.
Sparkly Stones, sorry.
Yeah, Sparkly Stones. It was that place where I saw the thing in the mirror that wasn't there and started this whole mess up. It was when
this is while I was studying.
Yeah.
It wasn't a ring. He didn't steal a ring?
No, he didn't steal a ring. No, he stole this green, from Cotton's perspective, a worthless piece of green jewelry, but it's really like a really expensive emerald. But from Cotton's perspective, he didn't roll very well, and he doesn't think it's very valuable.
Okay. Just checking.
All right. So I
Yeah,
have
I
a
forgot I was
potential.
muted. I wanted to ask Tonka, since she worked for these people before, assuming Cotton relayed everything, it sounds like they might be after the rings, and if we don't give them to them, like if we decide to give them to Ivan instead because we them, do you happen to know like what the repercussions are? Like how mafia is this company? And if we double cross them, how fucked are we gonna be?
Sounds like a history roll for Tonka.
Yes, it does. And
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm pretty bad at history.
yeah, Concord has no idea.
So I'll be like, I don't know, man. I just kind of show up
Hey.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Not dead yet.
from the way the guy was talking about the job, it did not sound like good news if you decided to keep the ring or whatever he
So
sent you after.
if they're like working to bring about the Demon Queen, which we have evidence that makes us think that, because this is the company that caused the demon invasion thing with my face. If we work for them, then we're not going to want to give them the thing, and we might be fucked.
The way I see it, if they can give us a lead on where to go for the next ring, that would put us ahead. And then, we're having to watch our backs anyways. And
Cotton, give me an intelligence roll.
okay.
Go on.
11. It's right there in the.
I see that. I have nothing to add.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I was gonna. Okay, Bubbles. Well, can we talk to Ivan about it? Like, if we wind up giving her a ring instead, maybe she can protect it. Can we like get her in on this? She was in on us going. Can we maybe?
We don't even know what my first assignment is. We don't know if my first assignment is a ring.
Yeah, but if it is and you walk out because we don't know the answer to these questions, it's going to look super suspicious. So, and there's lots of other things about this. Like, just, I want to talk to Ivan about this. I'm nervous.
Okay. I'm sure we could go talk to
In
Ivan.
all of this anyway. So, Bubbles is down, but she wants to bring Ivan in.
I'm assuming what we all just did, our separate little adventures, was during the daytime, and we had a rest.
No, it wasn't.
We went
No, it wasn't. You did.
talking to Ivan.
You went in the evening, just at dusk, after
Okay.
talking to Ivan.
Yeah, we talked to Ivan first.
So it's probably well into the evening now, and we should go to bed.
So Ivan might still be up though, if Bubbles really
Yeah.
wants to talk to her.
Bubbles really wants to talk to her.
Do you want company?
Bubbles. Yes, I want everybody to come, especially you. You
All right.
retired.
Okay.
So let's go find Ivan.
Find a servant now.
Ivan is still in the library. She's moved from where she was at. She's now sitting at in one of the chairs, seemingly writing something. She kind of looks up when you come in. I take it your evening so far has been productive. If you've come back to talk to me.
Yes, I went and spoke with them about that job opening.
Spoke with Cole Shipping.
And I'll relay to her everything that happened.
Well, at least you decided to talk to them rather than sneaking in there, since you're still alive.
Yeah, they want us to go grab something tomorrow, but they haven't told us what yet. And they've also indicated that it would not be a good idea for us to keep it from them if we do find it.
I see. And why are you telling me this?
Bubbles.
And be like, well, say they want another ring or something to go with this demon queen, you don't want to bring her out, right? So
Right. We don't know if they
they
want
send us
to
after
either. You just suspect that.
right, but we have evidence. So say they send us after another ring. If we were to give it to you instead of them, would you be able to protect us from their displeasure at that outcome?
That's a tall order now, isn't it?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well, that really does depend on just how powerful they are compared to how powerful I am, now doesn't it? And I have not tested my mettle against them.
Well, would you be willing to try? Would you do everything in your power to keep us safe if we brought you another ring because of that?
To keep
How valuable
you
are the rings to you?
safe. Not necessarily, but I will be protecting my rings, if that's what you're asking.
That is not the same thing.
Well, you asked a question, and I gave you an answer.
What about the team that can bring you more rings?
Well,
Yeah.
do we know where any of the other
There's 7
rings
of them.
are? There's the one that was just stolen was the only other one that I knew of, other than possibly one that Lokar might have, down way below wherever, well, however deep that pit of his goes.
So basically, if we give you the other ring you know about, we're useless to you, and you're not going to keep us safe. Ominous pause is ominous.
I think I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lizzie, your volume's
Hey.
dropping.
shit. Is it better now?
Not really.
Okay, let me switch. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay, so words.
You said if we give her the other ring that she knows about, then we're no longer of any use to her.
Yeah, and then she won't protect us. Is that correct? That once you have all the rings you know about, you're not going to care about us, are you?
Unfortunately, you are very much on your own for a lot of things.
Grace?
Can you hear me? Am I muted?
I can
No.
hear you.
Now,
I can
yeah.
hear you.
She basically is agreeing that she has no reason to really keep you safe beyond that.
To really what?
Keep us safe.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. You do you. We're gonna go upstairs and talk.
Okay. Thank you, Evan.
Yeah. Bubbles is gonna. Yeah, when we get upstairs, Bubbles is gonna say, "Well, how about if it's a ring, we don't do it, and if it's not a ring, we do it."
Okay.
How does everybody else feel about that?
That seems fair.
Okay.
Is there no doing it though? It's like you don't have to do it, right?
No, they said basically if they give you an assignment and you fail to complete it, you don't even find the artifact, then basically the repercussion is they're just not going to give you more jobs.
Or money.
Right.
Yeah,
or
they're
money.
not going to pay for that job, and they're not going to give you any more jobs. It's if they know you got it and you kept it. Then
Right.
shit.
No, but once you learn about the job, do you have the opportunity to back out?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that there is like a formal backing out. It's just you know about the job, you don't do the job, and then you just don't get paid, and you don't get any more jobs.
I see.
Yeah, it still sounds kind of dangerous, but whatever.
Well, I gotta hit the hay. He's expecting me in the morning, and I want to get some rest.
Okay, yeah, let's all do that.
Yeah, Bubbles is down. I'm gonna go back to Bluetooth because I'm cooking.
So I'll go get some rest in my room, all by myself, with no roommates.
With an effigy of yourself.
Yeah, just me and myself. Have
Spooky.
I seen it yet?
That's
Have
a
I?
long time.
Oh, you saw it.
Since you sleep in
I
the room,
didn't
you'd have seen
remember.
it.
I feel like there was a whole thing last time where you saw it. But I could be wrong.
Are there any closets in the room?
No, there's like a footlocker or two.
I mean, you can just put it in the living room while you're asleep.
I'll throw a blanket over it. Creepy.
Sexy.
Not the word I used.
Maybe you should put it in Tonka's room.
Okay, I'm sleeping.
Same.
Same.
Bubbles.
Sorry, I said yes.
Okay, we're all sleeping.
Okay. We'll go through to the next day. Ooh, that means it's a new month. Let me pull up my timeline information. My calendar information, actually. It is the Meeg calendar. Was Hazarin. It's after Hazarin.
So according to the information that we thought we understood from Blank, we thought he was saying that Flex is coming back at the end of the month.
No, we covered that. We covered that the month was ending and that it was an IRL month where she was coming back. So Blank said he's coming back, but in a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah. In game, it might be like the end of next. Like the end of this month, we're just starting. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how long months are. But
Months are 18 days.
Okay. So he'll probably be back way before that in game.
Yeah, he'll probably be back in the next day or two in game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how many more days you go by.
Well, and also if we go off somewhere without them, then you.
That's why I keep saying we need to leave notes.
Yeah. That doesn't mean they'll come to us. They can
I'm
get
just gonna
distracted in a blank room.
knowing that we are down some friends. Cotton is going to make it a habit of leaving a note on his bed anytime he goes out of where he has gone, unless he's being secretive.
No, hmm. So you're going to see about the job. Tonka's going to see about the job. Me and Bubbles. What are me and Bubbles doing?
And we're waiting for them to come back.
Tonka doesn't need to go with me, I don't think. Unless Tonka wanted
they
a
already
separate
know me.
job. What?
They already know me, so I figure I'll just help you out.
Okay. All right. Well, Tonka and I will head out.
Okay, good luck.
So no one else is going with them?
They didn't seem like they wanted any others with us. Did y'all want to come along?
I think they made it
I
pretty
didn't
clear they
realize
didn't
that was
want
an
to.
option.
Yeah, I assumed it wasn't an option.
Well, let's just all go, and if we need to, we can dismiss you.
Maybe not, because then they'll know our faces.
Okay.
Especially if they have like business in Madrona. Bubbles is not going to be.
But
super
he did talk about like sneakiness and spying and stealth stuff. So they could have people who are tracking me since I expressed interest in a job and paying attention
Yeah,
to the people I interact with.
but they made it very clear that your team is your business. And so I don't think they
Right,
want
they
them
learned
there.
a little bit about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it meant like. I thought that meant if your team is your business, that means like the hiring and firing of your team is your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think they
I'm
would
what-
still want to cover their own asses and they would want to know who I'm working with in case they needed to act against us.
I think they want plausible deniability. They only want one person coming in and out so that they don't get easily associated with adventuring.
So do you and Selmy have a task to undergo today?
Worrying.
Honestly, I can't think of anything because the PI is going to come looking for us here.
Yeah, and
Do you
I
need to go
assumed your
shopping
meeting
for
wasn't going
any?
to be.
Do you need to go shopping for any ingredients?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, I assumed that your meeting was going to be short and then like head out. So I guess Bubbles can like she has basically nothing, but she'll put it in a tiny pile.
All right, Tonka and I are gonna head out.
Alrighty. Sorry, I was like again. I'm looking around the different places I have information that I didn't have written down in the main source of information because it was in different sections. But alright, you head back out. You head over to the thing. You get welcomed in, and you end up being escorted into Oberon's office. It is a very pleasant looking office, actually. It has a big, wide desk, obviously, since it serves a rather large man. A big, comfy looking chair, almost looks wider than it should be. There's some interesting little statuary pieces. Roll perception or investigation for more details.
Oh. There.
Yeah, Erica, Tonka, you're familiar. You've seen this office before, and see that the ceramic frog still looks like it's kind of ugly and still kind of seemingly bolted to his desk, facing outward with its big wide mouth. This keeps catching your eye. Kyle, you kind of see it at the corner of your eye, but you don't evaluate it as worth any money, so it just kind of it's there. You noticed it, but it's not really all that interesting.
Good day, Mr. Elbaron, sir.
Good day. I see that you actually have returned. Good to know. So you are prepared for a acquisition, are you? Something simple,
I would
something in
like to,
town.
depending on what it is, I'd like the time to recruit my team and make plans.
That is sensible, yes. Kind of pulls out some sheets of paper and starts flipping through. As you know, we have a lot of potential needs of acquisitions in our organization, but, well, I do not think you're ready for the majority of them. You seem ill-equipped, shall we say. But I can start testing you out, seeing if you are worth putting any more investment into, giving any of our intel as to where certain things might be in order to acquire them. And of course, if you have
That's understandable.
a good team, that helps even more.
Absolutely.
All right. He starts just flipping back and forth between two pieces of paper, trying to see if about something, and he kind of sets it aside. Again, we'll start you off small with something here that's only in town. He kind of like studies your face for a moment. There are some. There seems to be a rather growing organization as of late of. Well, they call themselves a family of sorts. A could be easily dismissed as a religious movement or, some of those crazies down at the docks. But there's some possibility that they might have an artifact that is drawing them together. We don't have a lot of information about it, but we do have information about the family, the organization who may or may not possess something of interest.
You mentioned the docks.
Yes,
Does this have
they.
anything to do with the rock?
It might very well be. There's some intel that suggests that they might have started as people who, well, were addicted to drugs or who had visions because of the drugs and spread information to others. Some sort of family unity, a sense of community, of brotherhood, of sisterhood, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Unlike the aggressive druggies, there seems to be several kinds of these drug effects that have been happening. So this is the seemingly more positive kind, but it's possible it's not the drugs at all, but some sort of artifact that their organization has that is slowly bringing in members, possibly targeting the drug addicts themselves.
Can you tell me anything about this family? Is there a name? Because that's a very broad term.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to remember the exact name for it. I was just having trouble looking it up. Sorry. It's like I haven't written it in my notes, and I know it's there somewhere, but I can't remember the exact name I gave it.
Speaking of family, does the name Titania mean anything to you?
What did you say?
Does the name Titania mean anything to you?
O'Brien kind of looks at you. No, why?
It's just something that comes into my head when I think of your name.
He kind of shakes his head. He kind of squints.
What
He's
about
like,
Maeve?
What about what?
Maeve.
he shakes his head again.
Puck?
He's just staring at you now, and then kind of like seems a bit cross. Why do you keep asking me random weird names?
I'm done.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with that, Oberon. I just there's a specific reason why why he has this name. That I don't think my last group that I ran through adventures with these people caught on to, but maybe you guys will figure it out at some point. But there's a reason I named. I'd think of an O name. And Oberon just came to me.
They're names that came to me in a midsummer's night dream.
Well, it is fall, so I guess that dream was a while ago, yes?
Yeah, it was.
Where is my
You know what we
information page on this?
speaking of things to do, I don't know why I'm suggesting this, but one thing that could happen would be Selmy asking Bubbles why she's so squirrely about the North, since we're gonna be alone all morning.
Yeah, let's go. Let's have you guys have a conversation while I finish looking up this information. Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it's up to Selmy if she actually wants to ask about it.
You
Bubbles
should
is...
also go shopping for Selmy's more ingredients.
Oh, right, we need to go shopping for Selmy. We can do that.
But while shopping, she can have that conversation.
Bubbles doesn't want to really have that conversation in public.
Oh, sorry, I was switching my laundry. Yes,
Then
I do
Bubbles
want to
can
have that conversation.
then Bubbles can easily deflect when the conversation happens.
Yeah.
So is it back to us now?
Yeah, because Chris needs to look stuff up.
Grizz is looking something up, so try not to need
Okay.
Grizz too much.
Okay, so I'm gonna go find Bubbles in her room, if that's where she is. And
Living room, probably finishing like breakfast and I don't know, stretching.
I'm gonna just walk into the room and be like, "Hey, can we have that talk now?
What talk?
To talk about why you're so squirrely about where you're from and why you would need to know ahead of time if somebody were looking for you in order to run? That seems a little sketch."
Oh, I don't know if people are looking for me, but
Why would they be?
well, my family, uh, they're kind of important, and I was kind of supposed to be the heir, and they're boring. They fight and protect, and they're like these really important. Like it's like a really important guard family.
Are you
I'm
the
not
only
gonna tell you my.
heir?
Huh?
Are you the only heir? Do you have any brothers or sisters who could do it instead?
Fuck, I don't think I wrote that part. Grizz, how do lizards breed? Would I have siblings?
Possibly, but
Is it?
it's also possible that there might have been accidents. They might have been married off. They might have been because you were being trained to be the heir apparent. None of the rest of them were trained for this. They were given other duties and that they are needed for those duties. But usually there tends to be
Yeah.
lots of children in a lizard family, especially when they have safety
Okay.
around them and thus their children mostly grow up to be adults.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I have siblings, but like, um, it was supposed to be me, and I mean, my dad's kind of like strict. I'm the oldest, and like tradition is super important, so it's supposed to be me. And I mean, yeah, the others like didn't get the training. They're supposed to be other shit. Like, I mean, they're still guards, but they didn't get like the head of the family training part of it. Um, and so I don't know. I don't know if like when I ran away, because obviously dancing it's better because they just don't care how they look. You know, like they wear this hideous armor, and they're often like covered in blood. They just don't care. They just don't care about being pretty. And so when I realized that there were people who did, and that I could go out and dance, I kind of left in the middle of the night and they don't know where I am. So it's possible that they pretend I don't exist. It's also possible, like if they saw me, they might pretend they don't know me. It's also possible they might want to kill me to cleanse the family of shame. You know,
Gotcha.
it's just one of those family things. Like it's not a big deal. I just why put
Okay.
them together? You know.
Okay. Do you feel better? Yeah, you got that off your chest. It's open. It's in the open now.
Don't tell Tonka.
Oh no, I won't tell Tonka.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk about it, but yeah, please don't tell Tonka.
I promise I won't tell Tonka.
Okay. Can we do something else now? Do you need stuff?
Yeah, let's go shopping.
Okay.
Cue 80s movie shopping montage.
Absolutely. What
And
are
it's
you
gonna be
buying?
like in the background, like it's a perfect day. I need potion supplies.
Okay. Gris, is that something she can just get, or do we have to like work to find it?
Yeah, any minor potion supply she can easily get.
Okay, I'll just follow her around. I guess
Okay,
I could. Like, well,
how much
do we
does
need
that
to roll
cost
any?
me? How much does it cost me
I'm
for
still
potion
writing
supplies?
it. This is just hand wave stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm still looking up the information. Sorry, I try to prepare as much as I can, and then you guys end up doing something that I don't expect and I don't have prepared.
Can I do
Okay.
an investigation check to see if I find some like a good deal on anything?
Like I said, I'm looking something up right now. I can't think straight.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
When
okay
you
with
have
you
a
guys doing
minute.
dialogue, but not for doing searches.
Okay.
Okay.
Pause. Montage.
My shawl sold for $57.
Congrats.
Nice.
So, anything else that they're talking
Yeah.
I
about
mean,
other, while they're looking
There's
for
a lot
stuff?
more than nothing. Huh?
Is there anything else your characters are talking about while you're looking for looking at potion stuff?
No, I rolled a perception to see if I notice anything weird while we're out in town, but they're
not where you're at.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm looking. Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Well, as long as Grace is not talking, I was
Hello?
just gonna
Can you
say,
hear me?
This document
I can hear
got
you.
full, like,
Yeah,
a whole
Okay, okay,
yeah, I can
cool.
hear you now.
Yeah, my cat pulled. As I was trying to say, is that my cat was trying to eat wires, and he pulled out the wire from my headset while I was trying to finish typing up something real quick for the party while you guys were trying to ask me questions, and I can't. My brain started scattering.
I'm
sorry. So sorry. Like I said, I prepared certain things. I did not prepare what you decided to look in the direction that you decided to go. So, which is par for the course. Any GM, anything you prepare, the party goes the other way, regardless of what you do. So.
Well, we're happy to go another way.
No. Nope. Never go the other way. I like what people choose.
Besides, I think the other way was breaking and entering, so we can't really change that now. Andy, you can DM me what you were trying to say.
Yeah. Okay.
So Bubbles has been trying to hide her past. Cotton has been trying to hide his name.
Fun.
Yes, and nobody. Selmy knows about Cotton or about Bubbles trying to hide her past. Nobody else does, and nobody knows about Cotton's thing.
Well, to be fair, nobody knows Selmy's past either.
Nobody knows many people's past. We don't know Flex's thing with ask questions.
Oh, it's way too quiet, guys.
Well,
We're asking me
we don't know
questions.
what to do. We're
So
waiting.
I asked if you could roleplay some more while I was typing, but you guys decided just to sit here. Sorry. So now I feel really, really bad.
Oh, well, you didn't.
Oh,
I didn't hear that. I didn't
Sorry,
hear-
I said
yeah,
it must have happened when my
I didn't
cat
either.
pulled out the wire.
Sorry.
Well, I can go ahead and just say what I was gonna say to Liz then.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
waiting for. I was like, but you guys were supposed to be talking in character while I was typing. That was the
We
whole
did.
point.
We had our conversation. Oh yeah, we had our conversation. It was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't finished typing.
Sorry, I didn't realize I needed to write it out.
No,
That's cool.
I said it,
I'm-
as I said, it's my fault for
trying-
not having this at the top of my tongue. I thought I had already written these details down, and apparently I hadn't. So I had to find the place in my my older notes where they were to put them in order into the right spot. So,
I'm trying not to have crosstalk with Tonka because I'm in the office with Oberon, and that would be rude.
but Bubbles was looking at things. There was nothing out of line in the area where you're looking for potion stuff, and but Selmy wanted to investigate for better potion stuff.
Just to see if I come across a good deal on anything like unique or like something that would stand out to a potions person. Is like, ooh, I want that.
Okay, roll investigation.
Where is investigation?
You don't see anything that catches your eye.
Damn. Okay, well, basic stuff it is. Do we know how much that costs me yet?
Like I said, these are just basic. If we're talking the basics, like the stuff that you get in a pouch, nothing that I say is like fancy when it comes to components. Then it's just
Okay.
like hand waved because it's like a handful of copper here and there. Easy to get stuff.
Cool,
If
okay.
you're looking for potions that cost a lot more or do a lot more interesting things, then maybe it would cost more. But I don't think you have any of those right now. I don't think anyway.
Yeah, somebody probably wouldn't notice it anyway. She's pretty rich.
Yeah. But if you go back to the office, Oberon opens up the folder and starts talking and says, well, from the information that we've got, the artifact, we believe, is referred to as the heart. Except we don't actually know what it looks like. Assuming that it's a heart, either looks like a heart, or is supposed to be the inner workings of something else. Hard to tell. The group, we've been hearing rumors that this group it's referred to as the Family of Stars. Some kind of cult that seems to have formed out of some of the drug-addled minds. The sort, they take too much drugs, they start seeing things, they think that they're now family and have now grouped together as such. So they've called themselves the Family of Stars for some reason. We don't know much about the organization structure other than that there is the recruiters who seem to be pretty genuine and an inner circle which has whatever this mysterious artifact is that seems to be controlling the lot. It is recommended that you try to infiltrate them, although you can easily try to follow them instead and break in or do what you feel you need to do in order to secure this artifact.
And
Whatever
what
it
again
is.
do you think this artifact is doing?
For right now, the speculation, and he writes his notes, seems to be that it is doing something to affect the minds of these drug-addled people. Either that, or they have some one hell of a charismatic leader in there that's using it as a prop. It's hard to tell. Either way, it has come down from the head office that this should be secured and brought in to containment and locked away. That we really don't want something dangerous like that out in the streets among drug crazes, now do we?
So if it could be affecting their minds, how would somebody going to retrieve it protect their own mind?
That's a good question, but that'll be part of your assignment.
It's weird you say that. Is that all the information you have to give me?
And he kind of smiles and picks up another piece and he kind of holds up a little script between his hands with with his immaculate nails that seem to be ever so slightly pointed, like as if somebody just barely manicured this guy. And he says, I have here a piece of paper with the payment that you, and he points at Cotton, would be getting, that you could then decide how much you want to give your underlings. And he kind of smiles a bit at Tonka and offers it to Cotton. Cotton can decide if he wants to reveal it to anyone else.
Cotton is not in the right. Okay.
And that is how much you will be getting with the successful retrieval of said heart. Now, the one thing I will be giving you, if you decide that you're going to undertake this assignment, this trial assignment, we have a containment vessel that we hope will be able to fit said heart, that hopefully once it is contained, will not be able to affect anybody anymore. Getting in there, that's your problem, unfortunately. But after
How
it's
can you have a containment vessel that's going to hold an artifact that you don't know the size of?
because it has been said that whatever it is can be held by a person's hand and waved around easily, which means that it can't be much bigger than a person and is most likely mostly smaller. We don't actually know any more information about it besides that. There's some possibility that it has changed shape, so there is that. But I can give you a nice big box. Well, you might have trouble carrying it. He kind of looks you over, because it might be your size. That can contain it. That should be able to contain it. And if it doesn't, well, I'm certain you'll figure out a way of making do.
I have an associate who could possibly help carry that. Is it something that Tonka can carry?
I imagine so. It's not heavy. But if you're asking about what sort of magical device, like, it's like, yes, we don't know what it looks like, but we have dealt with other strange things, strange magical items before. And he kind of looks over at Tonka and says, you really don't remember one of the assignments you went on?
Most of them are pretty boring, to be honest.
Nah. Well, we do occasionally contain dangerous magical artifacts. And as I said, we believe that this is one of them, which means that we have a containment vessel all ready to go, and hope that it is the correct size, assuming that whoever was waving this around, it either hasn't grown much bigger somehow, or that the person waving it around isn't actually some kind of giant, or the like.
I'm guessing back. I'm guessing back when she worked with you, Tonka was more interested in getting her nails manicured.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that overall, but still, one must be ready to get their hands dirty now, don't they?
I have no trouble with that. Okay, we'll take the box and go meet with our friends.
Sorry for me being so scatterbrained, guys. That is not a good GM move of me, but it's one of the problems with running games while with ADHD sometimes. Yay, scatterbrain. And easily distracted.
That makes sense.
Well, you also have a much more intricate world than, say, Drew. So you can't just be like, I'm going to make it up in the next 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
mine's like, I have information on this. I think they have a name. Let me try to find that. And if not, I'll have to make the name up. But I already know that there's a name
Yeah.
there. That there's something there. Because I had been planning on it, and then it's like, oh, okay, I need to send them something. Nope. I discarded several quests that I knew you guys couldn't do because they'd be leaving town, and you can't leave town without two of your members. Because I at least had those prepared, but it's like, those unfortunately don't work without without several members. It's like I might have been able to hand maybe that saying, well, by the time you get back, maybe Flex will be back. But now there's the complication of blank, and that's something I don't think your characters would leave on. But
Yeah.
so yeah.
All right. So we're gonna head back and meet with the others.
Kind of goes back to the GM can prepare a lot of stuff, but party rarely goes into what they actually prepare right away. It's always something else. Doesn't matter what you did. So it's not on the party ever. It's somehow, some way, the party always chooses the one thing that you didn't prepare out of the millions of things you did. So what do you guys do when you get back together?
Are we all together? Are we all back?
I figure we're.
Hey,
that kind of
so
depends on how much stuff we had to buy.
so we went back and met with this Oberon guy, and he has a job for us, and it's not a ring.
Okay.
He wants us to find something called the heart. He doesn't know exactly what it looks like, but he says that it's small enough that you can wave it around in your hand, and he believes that it affects people's minds. And he thinks that some of the rock drug addicts are using it, and they've kind of formed themselves into a family. They call themselves the Family of Stars. And he's offering us 1,000 gold if we'll go grab it and give it back to them. And he gave us a box to put it in. While it's in the box, it shouldn't affect anybody's minds.
Interesting.
Bubbles
How are we going to get close to it without it affecting our mind?
He did not have an answer for that. He said that I would have to figure that out.
Bubbles is gonna pet her
Okay.
ring, but not say anything about it.
And he suggested that we should try to infiltrate this family, but I don't think that's a good idea since they're all rock addicts, and I don't want to get too close to the drug.
Bubbles refuses. Yeah, Bubbles is not getting anywhere near that shit, and she's certainly not going to take it for the good of the team.
Right.
She's already really uncomfortable with this because you just said two things she really doesn't want to do. Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I told him for now that we'd look into it and we try to go after it. But if we decide we don't want to do this, I'm happy to return this box to him, and then he'll just not ever give us a task again.
Yeah, it's a large box that's pretty much like half cotton size.
Sami is unsure. She doesn't know how this is going to get us into C files.
It'll get us more trusted if we can fulfill a job for them.
Okay. And this is what we want to do? Is there another way? Do these people go anywhere outside of wherever it is they are? The docks, you said?
These people, the addicts, or you're talking about the company that we were with?
No, the sect, the cult we're supposed to go hunt down and steal the heart from.
It's probably a good question that I should have asked him when I was with Oberon, but I didn't think of it.
No,
I offered for anybody else to come join me.
I'm not blaming you. I just hindsight is 2020.
Realizing you
That
probably
private
should have gone with them.
investigator,
What'd you say, Grizz?
So you're realizing that you should have gone with them.
Yep.
Yeah. I think this is probably a good place to pause the game.
Yeah, seems like we're about to start some bigger stuff.
We're stuck with deciding if we want to do this job or not, and if we do, then it feels like a big job.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, how's it going?
Is Chris still with us?
Ah, god damn it! I gave a nice monologue there too. Ah. Ah. I said, all right, yes, and you can get to decide how you wish to proceed with any of this, and what your final outcome would be. So I'm always excited about that sort of thing. So until next time.